Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Massive Beer Review Classics, some of our favorite things to do. I've actually been chomping at the bit to review this because I don't believe I've reviewed it on my channel before, but it's absolutely certainly a classic, but there's a twist on it. Chimay. Chimay White. Chimay 6 cents. Chimay in a can. This is like bizarre. Just so bizarre to see Chimay in a can. It was inevitable. There have been these beers that have been landing in the States here in cans that are just weird to see, whether it be Saison DuPont or some Sammy Smith stuff. What's another one? Some of the Schlenkler stuff. There's another big one that escapes me. Deliriums, Schneider Aventina, stuff like that. But this is like a next level weirdness for me because Chimay is just a seminal brand, man. It's just like kind of one of the beers that I really got into when I first got into beers. Not necessarily the white or the triple, but when I saw this was coming in cans, I was like, I am going to find this. I am going to review it. Well, I found it. Here we go. What do we have going on here? So it's Chimay, product of Belgium, can conditioned, not bottle conditioned. Pierre Trappist, Chimay, Arias, 6 cents Trappist Triple Ale, 8% alcohol by volume. This looks like it has a can-on date of, I don't know, it says 1L23396, so, man, that can't be right? Yeah, because I was going to be like the 396th day of 2023, so it's a lot number, but it's definitely from 2023, let's put it that way. It can't be all that old, and that's all you get on there, you know? The can just looks kind of like all the information you would typically find on a Chimay bottle, but in a can. It's weird. Anyway, so yeah, let's dive into sucker, see what's going on. Give it a rough pour because I suck. And like I said, label-wise, it's, you know, it's what you'd expect from Chimay, but in a can, which is just very, very weird. Yeah. And as far as the beer goes, actually, you know, I've always thought of Chimay White is what I call it. Chimay 6 cents. I just call it Chimay White. Is more of like a Belgian, I know it's a triple, and the ABV's up to 8%, but I've always viewed it in my brain as something up quite a bit lighter. But it looks all the part of what you'd expect from a Belgian triple. Big, huge head on it, because this dude pours horribly, and just has that rich kind of like yellow-orange with a touch of caramel kind of color to it. So it definitely looks like it has a bit of beef going on. Infinitely tight, compact, bubbled head on it. So it looks the part of a nice, slightly unfiltered, hazy Belgian triple. The OG haze. Well, I think wheat beer would be the OG haze, but you get where I'm going here. Let's even get a nose. Yeah, it's rich. There's a subtle clovey banana thing. Very, very light. Nothing too over aggressive. But there's this nice rich sweetness that has this touch of caramel to it. More often than not, when I get that caramel on something like this, I'm going to be like, yeah, it probably has a little bit of time on it. There's no way this has time on it. The can, I don't think this came out in cans less than a year ago, so it definitely does have some time on it. It just has this little bit richer of a maltier base than I expect from this beer, and just Belgian triples in general. It almost has that little bit of agedness to it, like I kind of alluded to already. And it has this, I would call it spiciness. It very much comes off more like Belgian Saison for me than classic Belgian kind of triple. You do have that banana. You do have that little bit of kind of cloviness that you can get with a lot of triples. But there's this little pepperiness, this little bit of spiciness that I attribute more often in the Saison, specifically Belgian Saison. Well, all Saisons, but the way this is coming off, Belgian Saison. But it's in the triple. Yeah. So let's just dive right in. Cheers, y'all. It is like literally spot on nose into the taste, but everything here is ramped up actually on the taste. You're getting that nice sweet maltiness that has that touch of caramel to it. Nothing too crazy. You can tell it's fresh. It's not like an aged kind of caramel. It's just the way the malts kind of come off here. And it's really, really kind of married with that banana clove thing going on here. Very, very spicy, very, very peppery, but it all comes together almost like a cooked kind of high-level dessert here. Kind of like, almost, it's not that banana, but like I'm thinking like a Bananas Fostery kind of vibes going on here. Beautiful, dense mouthfeel to it. Again, it lends itself to be drinkable because it's not an ultra heavy beer, but it has this density, so you know you're drinking something of heft, something of high in ABV. There's a decent amount of bittering in here that I don't remember getting from this. Now, that could also be just my memory serving me badly. Not even memory, but beer serving me badly. This is less than a year old, this can. There's no way it's not. All the Chimay whites that I've had in my life have probably been older than a year old. Just because when I drank these, and we're talking 25 years ago, give or take, I can't remember the last time I had it. It has to be at least 10 years. If I had one randomly at a restaurant, because that's all I had, sure. Last time I remember having one was 10, 15 years ago. Back then, these beers aged quite aggressively. Just because they sat on shelves, not a lot of people bought them, so they tend to have a little bit more kind of age to them. So that little bit of pepperiness, that spiciness, and that hoppiness in this is, like I said, a bit bigger than what I expect, but it's what I expect is an older aged beer where that stuff kind of drops out. With this, not so much the case. I actually have the high temperature warning coming up on my camera, which is actually quite weird. I haven't had it happen in quite some time, especially in the winter. But yeah, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it's a really, really cool beer because, one, I don't remember it being like this, and it's a very well done triple, albeit, like I said, more Saison-y triple than just a base kind of triple. But there's a definite kind of almost wow factor here that I don't remember getting from the Chimay White, and which is a pretty cool thing. And then just that added bonus of it being vibrant and big and bold and quite aggressive from a spicy component, from peppery component, from a clovey component, and that little bit of banana and that nice sweet kind of touch of caramel and that sweet maltiness. I think it's a really fun beer, and I think it actually might be better, again, out of a can. Totally just shooting from the hip here, only because I haven't had it for so long. But, you know, as romanticized as his fantastical bottles can be, cans are kind of a better vessel. You know, light, air, oxygen, all those kind of things. You know, cans being a smarter thing for imported beers is more shelf space or more storage space and containers. Kind of makes sense that a lot of these beers are moving to this format. It's more specifically that they've kind of figured out a little bit more about can conditioning. You know, used to be you can't really can condition all that much. Not necessarily an issue nowadays. So I think this kind of makes sense. And I don't hate on it. You know, me being the old curmudgeon guy that hates on all the stuff that is old and becoming new and changing, I don't mind the stuff coming in cans. I still like the bottles, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think it's quite tasty and a fun revisit of something I haven't had in ages. It's one of the better Belgian triples I've had as late. Actually, it might be the best one. I've had a decent amount over the past couple months. And this one, it's kind of doing me really, really good. Something about it. I really do dig it. So let's put it up there. Value and availability. I bought a single for $5. It can be had most certainly for less than that. But you know, $20 for a 4-pack of a Belgian triple isn't too bad. But so I'm guessing this is probably closer to like $16 a 4-pack. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like Belgian triples, but you really do dig on a Saison-y pepperiness and you want that marriage of both those two, look to this. It'll get you there. So hopefully you enjoyed the review. Chimay, have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had Chimay White, Sixth Sense, Blonde, whatever you want to call it? Have you had it several times over the years? Do you still drink it? Have you had the old bottles? Have you had the new cans? What are your thoughts on old school guards going into cans? All that fun stuff. We can talk about it down there. Hopefully you all enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of old school classics right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.